Okay, hopefully this is working. Hi guys, Claudia Boleyn here. This is like a update video kind of thing, just to show my face, to show I'm still alive. Sorry I haven't uploaded anything to YouTube in a while. I think it's been quite a while. I did not intend for that to be the case. It's just that I've been having a bit of a rough time, actually with mental health and physical health. A number of stuff has kind of happened at the same time, and it's just ended up with me taking a bit of a break. I do intend to, come back and get that restarted, but it's kind of thrown me a bit, so everything's a bit weird. So this is kind of like an update chatty thing, really. I always tend to struggle in the summer, so I struggled quite badly with the heat wave because I I've got very, very stressed about, like, where do I begin? Okay, just randomly. So I'm in the process of being assessed whether or not I'm autistic at the moment, which isn't like a big deal. It's just something I'm sharing anyway. I don't know if I am or I'm not. I know actually part of this channel was part of the reason why I actually began considering it, and I think because I got the ADHD diagnosis, and they often like coincide. You know, they happen together a lot of the time. Sorry, I'm not very articulate today. I'm not great. So yeah, I had to fill out a form about that, which my score was enough. I don't know what the threshold was, and actually I thought the test was a bit weird actually, because I personally found the test quite limiting, and I thought it was quite difficult because it was like you have about 5 different options, like do you strongly agree, strongly disagree, moderately, that kind of thing. And for me, like, the questions were worded in a way that was like, I didn't necessarily understand all the questions properly because I feel like they weren't explicit enough. There was too much wiggle room, so like I ended up writing on my page a lot like this, but with this caveat, like I need to get into more detail on that. Like, I don't exactly know what that means. I found that quite difficult anyway. I hate questions like that where you have to actually like tick a box, and it's like, no, I need to actually explain the thing, otherwise it doesn't feel right. But anyway, so I did that, and so I scored enough that they're gonna refer me, but the waiting list is long. So I think the waiting list can be about 3 years or so. It's pretty bad. It's quite long. It's I don't know whether I do or not. Like, it's one of those things where it's like it's a weird one because it's like it won't change things in terms of who I am, and I've become like more comfortable with who I am the older I've got. You know, I think I'm the most comfortable with myself than I've ever been, really. Um, but I think it certainly would be helpful. Yeah, I don't really know, so I'm kind of, that's kind of happening. So it's not actually anything to do with the mental health stuff. I struggle in the summer because this is where I was getting to, sorry. Like, the sensory side of it, like, I get very stressed out in the summer. I know it sounds really silly, but I panic over it. Like, I get very nervous about it because I don't like when it's so hot because you can't get cold. And I really hate feeling sweaty. I hate feeling dirty in any way. Like, I really don't do well with the sun and stuff, and I can't sleep, and it makes me upset. And then like, that's a sensory thing. Well, I've always had various sensory issues, so I'll probably like make some videos about the autism assessment thing. But then again, I'm not saying I definitely have autism, or I'm not saying that I am autistic. That's the correct language, isn't it? I'm not saying I definitely am, but it's worth investigating, I think, with my background and the fact that I was diagnosed with depression, anxiety and panic disorder, and different physical ailments growing up. And I was always very sensitive to, like, in a physical and mental sense, like very, very sensitive to stuff. I'll make another video for that. But yeah, so the summer always knocks me, and I find it very, very difficult. Like, I find it very hard to get comfortable, and I actually find it upsetting and stressful. And I think a lot of people don't necessarily understand that kind of sensory thing. And I genuinely get really panicky. So when we hit the heat wave, that really triggered like a kind of spiral for me. I just wasn't coping with it. We're actually in my favourite season now, so I'm always like, autumn is such a good time for me because it reminds me of, okay, I'm not saying I liked school, but like the idea of, like, in September it was like things were starting again, you were getting back into a routine, like the feeling of the stationery, like, you know, when you'd buy like all the stationery in the stores, like you'd get new pens and everything, and I love that. And I'm missing studying a lot because I got my master's, and I do I do want to do a PhD. I would quite like to do a PhD, but I think I need to think about that because it's like a lot of time. Let me just check that. That's fine. It's a lot of time, and like you can do it at different ages, and yeah, so I'm missing that. But you know, autumn is better, so I'm sort of coming out of it now, but I do really struggle in the summer, and it's kind of ridiculous because it sounds like such a weird thing to say, but honestly I hate it so much. Like, you can't get cold and I start feeling ill and I start feeling scared, and it's just like you can't escape the feeling in your body, which is also the reason why my main phobia is being sick. Like, if you don't know that, then I suffer quite badly with emetophobia, and it kind of comes and goes like to various extents in my life. Like, when I'm more stressed about something, it gets worse, and then when I'm more relaxed, I can kind of push it to the side a little bit, but it's always kind of there. But in the summer that gets worse, and also like I've started to realise that, you know, I am very sensitive in a sensory sort of way. Like, Dan's here, I'm just gonna he's come around, I'm just gonna like go and answer the door to my bro. Okay guys, I'm gonna stop the video now, and I'll like, it was just a check-in anyway, and I'll make a proper one later. But Dan's here, he's just arrived. Come on.
I tried to pop my head in.
I'm scared of how much
I'm all sweaty.
Nice.
I just walked through the sun. It's quite still hot out there.
It is hot, isn't it?
It may be September, but it is still very hot out there.
So I'm actually hoping, I was thinking about this recently actually, genuinely I was thinking about this last night. I think we need to make some Doctor Who stuff. I think we should rewatch some Doctor Who because Rusty Davies is coming back. So yeah, I'm going to head out because Dan's here. This is my excuse. And I am okay. I just haven't like been there for a while, but I'm still here.
Still here.
Still can't get rid of me yet. You can't get rid of me. Still here. All right. Love you loads, guys. See you. Bye.
Bye.